Arg! Ahoy there, matey! Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Captain Patrick, Barry the Boater, Mike the Mariner, even Captain Rusty is with us today on the World of Boating as we navigate the latest boating news and information. And we go to him first because he's at the Orlando Boat Show, man on the street, so to speak. Literally, as we kick off the show is going hot and heavy. Is that right, Rusty? What's going on?
It's going very good. Today, the traffic's been really steady. I think it's raining outside, but traffic's been good. Last night, it was really slow. I was concerned.
Yeah, you're really concerned, were you? Why?
I was. Well, there wasn't any traffic last night. Honestly, It was like maybe 30 people in the booth all night, so it was slow.
Okay.
Today, the traffic's been good. I'm kind of panning around. If you're able to see my phone, then,
I just popped it up there on our YouTube and Facebook feed, so we can kind of see.
Yeah. Okay, kind of see, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some stuff going on. So traffic's been good. We haven't sold a boat yet, but we will. So hopefully.
Is that just optimist, type talking right there, or you just know that's going to happen?
It's optimistic talking because here's what I'm competing with. Let me show you. I'm competing with Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel.
Oh, get out. He's back. Or she? Is it Twiggy he or a she?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Last time we spoke, Twiggy was on its last legs, literally. And so there must have been a new offspring. Yeah. Okay. So Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel, is back in action at the Orlando Boat Show.
Twiggy number 9.
Yeah. It's at least that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. These squirrels these water skiing squirrels, I think they have a shelf life of about a year or two. Patrick, do you know? You're kind of a squirrel aficionado, aren't you?
Yeah, Greg, that's what it says under my name on my email address.
Right. He usually leads with that.
What is wrong with you? I take one show off and come back, and the slings and arrows coming back already.
What are you talking about, Ed? That was a compliment. I mean,
really? Squirrel aficionado was a compliment?
you know about wildlife. I mean, I thought you did. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're not as in tune with nature as I thought you were. Oh, well. Regardless, Twiggy is there, and is that the highlight of the show? Or what
they do have the fishing tank over there with like some trout in it. They have some sort of raffle. So, I mean, the show's actually pretty well laid out. It's a good-sized show.
Yeah.
Inventory's still low, as everybody knows, but there's product here.
Right.
Okay. There's product. So, yes.
Yeah.
Rusty, what we really need to know is how are the aisles and how is the carpeting? Because these are what's important to Greg.
And do they match? Do the curtains and the carpet match? Or?
So here we go. Look at this. Yeah. This is probably some of the prettiest carpet you've seen.
Yeah.
So yes, the carpet is absolutely beautiful.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a thing. They got boats there, I assume. So, and we can kind of see your feed you're giving us on YouTube and Facebook and everything is a little pixelated. It's hard to see what's going there. But the biggest boat on the or at the Orlando Boat Show is what there, Rusty? What do you think?
So I think it's a 38 Solaris.
Okay.
If I'm saying that right, Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong. But
no, it's pronounced squirrel.
Uh-huh. That would make sense.
Yeah, they just spelled it wrong.
Right, of course. Yeah.
So it's a beautiful big boat.
All right. Nice boat.
What configuration is the Solaris? What is that?
Yeah.
Is it a center console?
So it is a center and I think I'm saying it wrong. It's a center console, but it's and they pull it in with a semi, with absolutely gorgeous. And this boat's the one getting all the attention because it's great boat for the kids to play on.
Is that the one that's got the extension between the outboards on the transom?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's spelled SOLACE.
Yeah. We've talked about that boat a few years ago when it took like boat of the year, which I was shocked because I thought
Right.
that transom design was horrible.
Yeah, it seemed a little odd.
Yeah.
Seems off. But you think it's Solus? Is that what you said? You think the name of the boat is, or brand, or you don't know?
That's what I think. But I'm not
Okay,
positive.
we'll go with that.
So yeah, it's a beautiful boat. We're right across from Mastercraft, which always has beautiful boats.
Yeah,
Barletta Pontoons are doing extremely well today.
yeah. What's the biggest boat in your booth for Jacksonville Marine? That's who you're repping, I assume, right?
A 30 Catalina is
Yeah.
the biggest one we have in here at the moment.
Okay, well that's right up there.
Chris Craft Catalina.
Yeah. What brand?
Chris Craft.
Yeah,
So at this
okay.
booth, we only carry Chris Craft in the booth.
All right.
We're in Orlando. We have to represent. There's people in Windermere that don't have a boat.
Yeah, but you're seeing a lot of people wander the aisle, so it's fairly busy and.
It is busy.
Yeah.
No complaints about the crowd today. Parking's now this is the bad part. Parking's a mess out there.
Right.
Because evidently there's a cheerleader competition and a volleyball. So
And why didn't you merge the two events? That seems like it'd be a natural
I'm
for
telling you,
Cam
a
Rusty.
volleyball court in the middle of the boat show with cheerleaders? Are you kidding me?
That's a showstopper there.
It actually is. It's kind of nuts.
Okay.
So it's good. And other than that, there's no complaints. I have my factory rep here. I have 2 salespeople, and I've been here since Wednesday. I'll go home on Monday.
Yeah.
And then I leave on Wednesday to be at the Savannah Boat Show next weekend.
Okay, but you have a greeter working with you as well, right?
I do.
So this is somebody you have work your booth that, it's kind of like the face of the booth. Is that
She
affair?
is. Her name is Paula. She's from Columbia.
Okay.
And she's worked the booth with me many years, and she's probably one of the best assets we have because she learns the product.
Yeah.
And very friendly, and she's just one of my favorite people.
So she's like a Jacksonville Marine ambassador. So she's the first thing you'll see when you walk up to the booth.
She is.
Because God forbid it will be Rusty or one of the other guys. Is what you were saying, so to speak?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's true.
All right.
So, let me fix this door. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I got to fix something. Here, talk to Paula.
Oh, okay.
Say hi.
He's got to fix something. He's working right now. So he's handing it over to Paula. I don't know if Paula can hear us, but he's going to try to hand it off to Paula, the greeter there at the Jacksonville Marine booth there at the Orlando Boat Show. It's a live show. We don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know what he's fixing or if, he just has to go to the restroom or something,
Greg, they are actually finishing constructing the boats.
Is that what it is?
At the show.
Yeah, that could
Production
be.
is so in such demand.
Right.
They have to finish them at the show.
Okay, I think
Hear
we
the
got Paula.
machinery
Paula,
back
can
there.
you hear me? Come in, Paula. Talk to me. You can hear me, but I don't hear you, Paula. Talk to me.
I hear.
Yeah, I hear.
I don't know.
I see her with she has her mask on, so maybe she's a little muffled. No, I don't hear. I hear it like something way in the background. Hello? Paula.
All right, guys, we got to run.
They got to run. Okay,
They
they
gotta
got to
run.
go.
They gotta
We couldn't
go.
get the microphone to work, I don't think. So Paula is just going to stand there and be on camera for the rest of the segment, which is fine. That would work too. Rusty?
Yeah, she is.
No.
She is what's known in. She's what's known in the industry, Greg, as a hired gun.
Yes. Well, she's a greeter. There she is. I see her. I just can't hear her, but that's fine. All right.
So-
oh, wait, you're back. Okay, I do hear you
Can
now,
you hear
Rusty.
me?
Yes, I hear you. I couldn't hear her when she spoke. What happened?
I don't know why you couldn't hear.
Yeah.
I'm having an issue on a boat that I got to fix.
Okay, well, go to work. Go sell boats. We'll let
Somebody
you go.
broke a dive door already, I think. So let me go work on the dive door.
All right, go do it there, Rusty. Thanks for the update.
Rusty was so out of breath, it sounded like he was reporting on the Hindenburg disaster.
Well, no, I don't think that's accurate.
Oh my God! I can't believe it's such a disaster.
No.
Oh,
the
the
humanity.
The
Right.
humanity of it all.
No,
the
it's-
doors are coming off.
It's all good. He's got to work. He's got to do his thing. So we'll let him get to it, make some
Yeah,
money.
don't even get me started on dive doors, Greg.
Why? What's wrong with a
Because-
dive door? You need those
They-
if you want to dive, don't you?
Yeah, but the way the boat building industry does them, I don't care who the manufacturer is.
Yeah.
They are really, really hard to put together and make fit correctly on the boat. And every builder that I'm aware of has a problem with those dive doors. And they won't do what you would think would be the most obvious, which is go with a very thin, maybe like an acrylic or plexi or something like that. They do those full gunnel doors so that it maintains the aesthetic look. Really doesn't add anything structurally or anything like that to it. But they are...
they're heavy when they're that big.
They're heavy, and despite manufacturers' best efforts when they're pulling that product out of the mold, having such an area like that is tooled out of the hull side, they put bracing in there, everything like that. But from the time it gets pulled and then it's set down on the dolly, starts its way through the manufacturing process.
All right, Captain Patrick, not a fan. Got it. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Be an explorer in the other two-thirds of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a break.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Mike the Mariner, Barry the Boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. Check in on the Orlando Boat Show. We actually might get another man on the street or woman on the street report here a little bit later on and see, get an update from another perspective other than Rusty. But he seemed to cover the base pretty well, I think. It sounds like there's a lot of activity going on. Patrick, what do you think?
Yesterday being slow really isn't a harbinger of things to come because it's Friday and people are getting off work. The I-Drive corridor there, a little down on tourism right now. So I wouldn't have thought that was, troubling. Really, Saturday, Sunday is going to be when you're going to get your people in and they're coming in, they're taking a look. Expect it to be well attended. Probably isn't going to set any records, but here's the bright spot. It's an in-person boat show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're back.
Pretty much.
We're working our way back towards a sense of normalcy coming into the latter part of this year, and then I know manufacturers are already looking forward to the Lauderdale and the Miami boat show. Miami especially because it's going to be back in the convention center. Ooh.
We'll take it. I think this is a good thing. The boat shows. Well, let's see. When is Palm Beach? Isn't that in like next week or the week after?
Yeah, that's an in-person too. They got the okay for an in-person show for that. So like I said, it's slowly coming back. I think people are, the cities, the counties, the boat show organizers, as we saw with Lauderdale last year, they met all of the stringent requirements, sanitizing stations, face mask requirements, things of that nature. Once people get into show, trying to keep them with the face masks on, they weren't chasing people down. But, I think it's to be conscious of the other people that are around you and just maintain that requirement. Right. Go to the show, have a great time, go look at the product. Even though inventory is low out there, model year change is coming right about May, so 2022s. I know a lot of manufacturers are already taking orders for, actually started the end of last year for 2022 models. So, and there's a lot of manufacturers that have got brand new product coming out. I always look towards that because it kind of, for me, speaks to the health of the manufacturer when they're able to roll out new product from the keel up versus just changing gel coat colors and fabrics and patterns and things of that nature. I always like to see new things, new innovations coming out. Not so much even from the engine aspect or electronics, but really from the boat manufacturers themselves, because it gives you a hint of what's to come.
Well, what are they showing, like from your manufacturer, Patrick? Are they doing anything special at the Orlando Boat Show that you can give us a little preview of, or if you tell us you got to kill us kind of thing?
Well, I don't think it's going to kill us. We're being represented by Regal and Nautiques of Orlando, and the owner there, Jeff Husby, is done an amazing job with that dealership, and has started to extend its reach outside of the state of Florida. Even has acquired more property where the original Boat Tree dealership was before they built a new one over by 33rd Street off of I-4, and kind of taken over this whole block, if you will, to carry all the product that he has. I think they may have a 36 on display there, which was just unveiled. The 36 is a unique boat in that you've got the upper galley design in the cockpit. You have the option for a hard glass sliding enclosure or an open cockpit going aft, a port side entry up to the bow, and a molded in foredeck seating area, which you're not sitting on top of that foredeck like on a sun pad, where, again, you've got a molded in seat right up at the bow, which is really, really nice. Nice flat area for working the anchor line, everything like that. Going down into the cabin, no more headliner. This is got a fiberglass pan. You're going to see more and more manufacturers moving towards this, where I'm going to call it the capsule, if you will. The cabin liner and the cabin overhead are all going to be assembled outside of the hull, then lifted up as one modular unit, set down in the hull itself, jigged in place, use of fiberglass and or adhesives like Acrylock, bonded, then deck set, and move it down the line. But what you'll see, the reason why that's good, especially in hot weather states, headliners, like with cars, can be problematic at times. May start to detach, and then trying to get them detached, if anybody's ever tried it in their car.
Yeah, the glue fails on it, and the foam rots on it, and the whole thing just falls down.
Right.
Yeah. Patrick, are all of those boats exclusively outboard powered now?
I think we lost Patrick. I think he froze on us.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
It's funny. You can't really tell because he's behind the windscreen on his video.
He's frozen.
He looks like that all the time.
But he'll be back. Exactly. Just think of Wilson.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I've looked at that boat that he's talking about, and it's a very,
he's not taking delivery till fall.
Oh, I just heard him for a minute.
Is he back?
No,
I don't know. So when you're saying there's not going to be, you've seen those boats. So if you need to access it, can you pull these tops down, or are they
no. He's just talking about the liner. The way they're doing the construction now is more modular, and so the components go into the boat pre-molded, and like my boat was largely stick built, right? So they might have partially prefabbed some of the cabinetry and things like that, but they built the boat and then they put in the cabinetry.
Okay.
The way they build boats these days, many of the components are pre-molded, and literally it comes together like an erector set.
Yeah, well, my boat was similar to that too. I mean, the center console, I think they set it all up ahead of time. They had all the cables and electrical set up on there, and they just lower it down inside there and run it through underneath.
Yeah.
They already had pipes, pieces of conduit set up so that all the lines would go right through, including a pull string, which I was very happy about.
They're making them so much easier these days, and that's a good thing. Hey, you know what? And we got to get an update on Jerry the Diver Guy's quest for his new boat. Barry took him to go look at one, and was it a deal or a danger? We'll talk about it next on The World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 PSI left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Imagine traveling twice as fast as you can drive. Imagine taking friends and family snorkeling, surfing, skiing, shopping, and more to exotic destinations. Imagine attending business meetings in cities far away and still making it home at night. Or just imagine exploring the wild blue yonder. Quit dreaming about it and get to it. There has never been a better time to become a private pilot, and Flight Training Professionals in Orlando will show you how. Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is your full-service flight school. A state-of-the-art flight simulator, a fleet of the latest Cessna aircraft, and a staff of full-time seasoned flight instructors are just a few of the many reasons Flight Training Professionals in Orlando is the place to start your aviation adventure. Call 407-896-0077. That's 407-896-0077. Or go to ftpros.com. That's ftpros.com.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. All right, so last week we had a friend of ours from our scuba radio show, a guy named Jerry the Diver Guy from the mountains of Virginia. He wanted to come to Florida, go live on a boat, at least, for a few nights at a time, get his first live aboard boat that he would purchase. And Barry set it up so he could come to Florida this week and look at a vessel that Barry was aware of that had been in storage for some time, that he thought maybe he could get a good deal on. And after seeing the photos, there's no question I think he could have got a good deal on it. Well, good would be subjective, because the pictures I saw, Barry, look like a disaster to me.
Well, we're going to have to do a whole show on that, but to give you a quick preview, I had always been told that this boat was around 30, 32 feet long.
Yeah.
And when we finally got into the warehouse, which is a story in itself, and opened the door and looked at it, we all looked at each other and said, that's not 32 feet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. So, point of order, Barry.
Yes.
A 30 to 32 foot boat, if they told you it was a single engine, that should have been the tip off.
Well, no, she didn't tell me that. You have to understand this woman's in her 90s, and she's very nice lady, and she's known me since I was a kid. And
right. Well, how big was it then?
From my foot size, it's about 23 feet.
Okay. All right.
Which is actually a really nice boat for going from Fort Lauderdale to Bimini and back. It is. I think it would be a really nice boat. But
well, I'll tell you, the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, when they do their flotillas, their boating flotillas, they won't take anything less than 22.
Right. So this boat could do it.
Yeah. It'd be right over the threshold, I guess. But from the pictures I saw, it looked like this boat actually even had a hole in it.
No. That was a scratch in the paint on one side, which allowed me to look at the fiberglass underneath it. And
so you looked at that as an advantage, did you?
Well, I could have taken a scraper and scraped it a little more, but
were you doing bark hole testing? Were you, Barry?
I was using a very scientific method of checking the hull.
Okay, yeah, if you say so. I don't know. The pictures I saw just looked like that was not a deal. It was definitely a disaster. We'll talk more about it next. Stay close to the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Captain Sparrow.
Come to join me, crew, lad. Welcome aboard.
I'm here to find the man I love.
I'm deeply flattered, son, but my first and only love is the sea.
I'd like to live on one if I could afford it, but I just don't know if that's in the cards for me. And I'll tell you what, if Jerry the diver guy buys his boat that Barry found for him, I'm definitely not going to be staying with him.
Jerry isn't buying this boat.
Okay. Yeah, actually.
Nobody should buy this boat.
Okay. Yeah, even if the price was right, which was basically, here, I'll give you $500 to take this off of my hands.
But this is where Barry and I were talking during the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
And we want to approach this as an entire show, the pros and cons of taking on a boat restoration such as this.
All right.
Because
I think it's a lost cause. Why would have you seen the pictures, Patrick?
It's not a lost cause.
Did you see the pictures?
I did see the pictures. It's not a lost cause.
All right.
Okay. It's a matter of how much pain are you willing to endure? And that's both financial and physical. If you have the means, if you had an automotive repair shop and you found a barn find, a 66 Mustang that had been sitting in a barn for 50 years, and the tires were flat, and it maybe had some you've got everything at your disposal to take that car back to your shop and little by little work it and restore it. If you have a boat repair business, if that's what you do, this is a great project for something like that, or for a trade school, Barry, for a Votech to take something like this on. That would be a great project. If you're a weekend boater, and this reminds me of the story that the person that showed up outside of our factory with a sign, our Regal boat is falling apart. We need help. Instead of coming in and talking to us. And what we found is they bought this boat at auction. It had sank after a hurricane. I showed
Have
up
they
at
not
their
heard of
house.
phones? They could have called you, couldn't they?
I went, actually, I was instructed to go to their house and help them. And I got there. They've got that the engines are out and disassembled and strewn across the garage floor.
Mm-hmm.
I go into the engine compartment, and the water line is almost up to the shear line. You could see the hard water line. And I'm like, even going into the cabin, there was a hole that had been punched through the forward hull from being beaten up against the piling. And it's like, you all are in way over your head.
Yeah.
It may have seemed like a great deal, but it is not.
They might not be in over their head right at the moment, but shortly, as soon as they get it out on the water, chances are they will be. Mike the Mariner, what say you?
Yeah, so I have a very, very similar story. My grandfather found years ago found a 1975 Sea Ray. It was about the same size as this boat, and it was in a warehouse in Nashville, Tennessee, and it had been there essentially since the boat was new. So it had been in this warehouse for 10 years on the same trailer, almost exactly the same story as this. And the cool thing was the boat structurally was pristine, absolutely not a blemish on the boat anywhere, just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
So he bought the boat and had someone go through the engine to get it running, which, it did run. But on the very first boat trip on Percy Priest Lake up in Nashville, the engine blew. And that was because under load, the gremlins really came out. So, but that's okay. He halfway expected that and just replaced the engine with a new Ford 351 based Mercruiser motor and enjoyed the boat for another decade, So
maybe there's some, like you said, if you want to take on a big project. I mean, this boat that you took Jerry to, Barry, I mean, what was the brand of it? Do you know? Did you ever figure that part out or no?
I had it. Wait, I had it. I didn't know you were going to ask me
exactly. Well, I mean, that's usually a fairly one of the first things you look at. So it sounds like it wasn't one you recognized.
It's called an Anna Capri. They were made in Miami.
Yeah.
And they were popular back in the 70s and 80s down in this area, just like Dusky is still in business.
Right.
It's very similar to a Dusky boat.
So. Okay, so this one, though, was the structure of it, was the structure of the vessel in pretty good shape, or was the structure not that great? Or, I mean, what did you see? Since you could see the hull through that hole that I mentioned earlier.
No, I think, again, I think we need to do a whole show on the thing. What we could do is put 4 tires on it, drag it up to your house because you have a big backyard. We could stick it in there.
Oh, and his homeowners association isn't letting him do that.
Yeah. Oh, they will. They'll let me do it. They'll make a lot of noise about it.
Well, you do have that guy a few houses up with those VW vans sitting in the driveway on blocks.
No, he was evicted.
He was evicted.
He was,
no, but
the law came from him.
Yeah. Boat restoration can be fun if you've got the time and the patience for it. Some really good friends of mine right now are restoring a 1964. What is that boat called?
Squirrel.
No, it's a
22.
Uniflight. It's a Uniflight.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Uniflights there, Patrick.
Nope.
Yeah.
Those weren't the kit boats, were they?
They might have been kit boats at one point, but this particular boat is configured like the old Mastercraft Mustang, the predecessor to the V8 ski boats. It's an inboard. It's got an inline Ford 4-cylinder motor, and it's got 4 seats, two in the front, 2 in the back on the other side of the motor. And just a really cool looking boat. They're going to finish the restoration in the next 2 weeks, and it's going to be on the river.
Yeah, and they put how much money into it? Is about as much as they'd pay for a brand new boat, you think?
I think they bought it for about $7,000, and I think they put another 4 into it.
Okay, so they're still coming out ahead. Yeah,
it's a really cool Art Deco looking kind of a boat with, like almost like Cadillac fins on it. It's just a really cool restoration. It's
so Barry,
boat to see.
I got to ask you this POS that you looked at. Are you seeing beyond the pictures that I saw, and you see like, hey, we could do something with this?
How much would a brand new 23-foot? Now I know you can't compare new to old, but how much would a 23-foot fishing boat? It's not even a fishing boat. It's a cuddy cabin boat.
Yeah.
How much would they cost nowadays if you could find one?
$75,000.
Okay. So if you were to take this boat and if it was given to you or even cost you a couple thousand and you put another 10 or 15,000 into it.
That's just in the engine.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Then if you were to purchase an outboard,
Well,
I think you're going to
by the time you get into the rebuild of that engine and the transom assembly and that outdrive, and then you have the issue of are parts available for something of that vintage, not so much for the engine, but the transom assembly and outdrive, or do you take that as an opportunity to repair the transom and recut the transom assembly and put a newer generation engine in it, or repair the transom, mount an Armstrong plate, and mount an outboard?
Right, and probably that third choice. And what size motor would go on a 23-foot
V12?
Oh, I
You
wonder
can
if
never have
anyone
too
makes
much
something
horsepower.
like that. You would think maybe a Mercury or something.
Yeah,
Patrick
maybe.
wants it to skip across the water
I
like
know.
a flat rock.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to float above the water. The only thing in the water is going to be the prop.
Is the prop. But I mean,
Right.
I see in
Turn a
this
good boat
boat,
into a
this
bad
could be a
airplane.
great. It's a fishing boat. It has the cuddy in it, so you could sleep on it overnight. You could take it across the Bimini, and it seems like it's a solid hull. So I think this is a diamond in the rough. It's not something that's been sitting in the water where it's rotting away. It's just been sitting in a garage.
Where it's
The
been rotting
trailer
away.
still-
Yeah.
The trailer still looks like new. The
Yeah,
only
except
thing the tires are. Yeah,
Tires were flat.
The tires have become their own version of La Brea tar pits.
Yeah.
that's right.
It's pretty weird
Expect
looking.
to have to replace the bearings on the trailer too.
Yeah, good
No,
point.
why do that?
Why, a
They'll
little
be
flat
perfectly.
spot?
The trailer's never been on the road.
Yeah.
Because 2 or 3 of the wheels will be chasing you down the street when the bearings freeze and they pop off the hubs.
No,
Well-
just pop some grease in there and let the bearings will round themselves out again.
You know, pump the tires up if they'll hold air, and then wrap
hold-
that boat with
should've
some
taken-
kind of cool design, make it look, nice and new, and then sell it to some sucker that doesn't know any better.
But
Thing is so old, those tires were actually autographed by Henry Ford.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. All
Autograph.
right, so a diamond in the rough is what Barry
Yeah.
the boater sees. I don't know. And you've seen the
Well-
pictures now, Patrick. You feel the same?
And we do want to explore this in a future show. We want to look at the pros and cons of taking on a project like this. We want to start because for listeners out there that come across something like this, you're already seeing yourself out on the water. But there are a lot of pitfalls. We talked a little bit about this with that couple that showed up and bought that one boat. And,
Right.
they replaced the drive and took it right out to the water. And there were a lot of things they missed.
All right, and we'll
Yeah.
talk about it in a future show. Meantime, we got more coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I'm really excited to check out these beautiful waters with you in a really cool way.
All right.
See that boat over there?
Yeah.
I think we're
Is
going
that
to
all right?
sail on it today.
Oh my God! Yes.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate,
There we
Captain
go.
Patrick, Barry the boater, Mike the mariner, rounding out the crew, getting ready for the Bachelor finale this week. Everybody's waiting with bated breath. Will any of the final dates involve boats? We have to. We just wait on the edge of our seat. The entire crew is just. They're just. I don't know. The anticipation is killing them.
Have you had your chromosomes checked lately?
No, not at all. But
wondering.
moving on, let's go over to the Orlando Boat Show again. We have another, woman on the street, Ashley, is with us. Ashley, come in. How are you? What's going on?
Hi, everyone. It is going great over here at the Orlando show. It is crazy. The traffic here has just been incredible all day long. I think people are wanting to see some boats.
There you go. That's a good sign. Lots of people, do they have plenty of boats to buy, by the way? Because we know there's been a shortage of vessels available. Are people frustrated from that standpoint, or what do you think?
People are a little frustrated because it seems like everything that was available for sale here at the show has gone pretty quick. So there's not much left, but I'm sure whatever is left is going to find a home soon, and people will be looking at build slots for the fall.
There you go. All right, Patrick, what do you think?
I think the report is what we've expected, especially for Saturday and Sunday. Ashley, is Regal, I know you're there with Regal and Nautiques of Orlando, but representing Regal Marine Industries or Regal Boats. Were you guys able to bring one of the new 36s over, or what does Regal have on display?
The biggest we were able to make it to this show is our 33 SAV. So
That's a nice boat.
It's a fantastic boat. Has a little bit of something for everyone. You can do the day cruising, enjoy entertaining out on the boat, but you also have plenty of space down below for the overnight. So last I checked, there was a line all the way down our entire dock for people lining up to see that one in person.
Wow, Ashley, I got to ask.
It's been popular this weekend.
I bet. I know, obviously you would just give one to me in the world of boating, but what is the going rate for one of these vessels right now? If you went up there, you took the tour and said, all right, I want one, what's the price out the door there, so to speak, at the Orlando Boat Show today?
You'd be looking somewhere in the mid to high 300s, depending on how you auction it out.
Got it. All right. And is Twiggy the water skiing squirrel creating a diversion or distraction there at the boat show?
What was that?
Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel. Have you seen the water skiing squirrel there at the boat show today?
He is here and ready to show off his tricks. So
okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Hopefully all of our boating people get to get out and see him out on the water today.
Okay. Well, evidently the squirrel's a he. Yeah, we weren't sure if that was the case or not. Patrick?
Ashley, for people that are at the show and they're showing up and, they're wanting to get into a boat, obviously, as Greg mentioned, we know that there's a lag in manufacturing that boat manufacturers are trying to get caught up to. If somebody came in and optioned, say, one of those 33 SAVs, definitely taking delivery for the 2022 model year?
Yeah, at this point, everything's kind of new builds are going to be in our 2022 lineup. Probably towards the end of the year is kind of where things are at. So it is quite a unique year, but boating remains a great activity for families in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Is there any advantage to them coming in for people looking when it comes to Regal boats? Any type of price lock, or if they get ordered now, are they definitely locked in and they won't see an increase?
So at this point, your biggest advantage is going to be finding a boat in the field. There would be a price increase at this point for any 2022 models. So there'd be a small price increase for that 2022 auctions. We've got a lot of awesome things coming out. And new features that you're going to get in a lot of our lineup. So, there will be some changes for our 2022 model year, but a price to go along with it.
Well, and plus you would have the bonus of being able to interface with a lot of the folks from the office like you. I mean, this is their opportunity to kind of ask direct questions to the people that make these vessels, as well as the dealership that you're helping out this weekend as well. Is that right, Ashley?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Patrick, anything else? What do you think?
No, I'm just happy you were able to join us.
Yeah.
I know that it's been, from a factory standpoint, it's been a little crazy. And
Yes.
I know that your company continues to kind of push the envelope with new product coming out, hitting the market from the keel up, like the new 36. I heard some rumors that there may be some more stuff I know we can't talk about coming up. I know the 42 FXO with the outboard option is doing extremely well. So I think as we said earlier in the show, when we see manufacturers that are continue to push the envelope and get new product out there, not just relying on existing, really kind of shows the overall health of that company and where their focus is.
I think she agrees with all of that he just said. Is that right, Ashley?
What was that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I tuned him out too. That's fine. No, Ashley, thank you so much for being on the World of Boating and giving us that update. And we'll let you get back to, talking to all those potential customers at the Orlando Boat Show today, okay?
Awesome. Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and hope to see some of you guys at the show the rest of this weekend.
There you go. All right. We'll come out there. Well, I don't know. She'll just drop off one of the boats here at the studios for us, right, Patrick? That is the plan? Any that they